We were talking about qualia and the hard problem of consciousness and why things are aware, and maybe a lightning cloud experiences consciousness in brief flashes, or the whole planet is conscious in a way that it can barely comprehend. I was thinking maybe a whole society is aware in the same way that the synapses of a brain form your unique perspective. Each person can be thought of as like a synapse, and if you get a bunch of people together, the narrative driven by this community is its own conscious entity.
Yeah.
So it's like, why does a religion fight so hard to perpetuate its narrative?
Because it's an entity that is actually alive and
it's an actual
conscious.
living being. Yeah.
And this means every interpersonal relationship becomes its own entity. Also, things that we see as individuals, like plants, could be an entity as a forest.
Yeah.
So anything could be an entity the moment we become aware of something and it becomes its own thing. It's like an entity.
If you're like an alien species and you looked at a human, you would not be able to determine that human beings have awareness. And the only way that we know that we have awareness as human beings is because we are personally aware. We think, therefore we are. It's like, and we know this. We know this is true because we look at animals every day, and there are people all around the world who are like, animals aren't conscious.
But that's just a point that I wanted to make. Like, I do think, I just wanted to say, like, people are aware that animals are conscious and aware. So that's why this point would be invalid for me, because I think...
For you and for me, but there are so many people who do not think animals are conscious.
Yeah, but there are also so many people who don't even believe that other people are conscious. So they are kind of already unaware of the fact that they're hurting others, for example, and they don't give a shit.
Right.
So
right.
I think that's just lower intelligence in that direction somehow. But I think you can clearly see the consciousness in all living beings.
Right.
And the rest, when you think, like, if you think of a rock as being not alive, as being like...
Yeah, but its consciousness might be spread over like a billion years.
Right. So
it's happening so slowly, we can't even detect it.
I personally believe they are absolutely conscious. I believe everything is, but
I think everything's alive.
But even if you try to project yourself so hard on things that a piece of wood or a rock, in your opinion, aren't conscious, even then, all the other things that are giving you a reaction must be conscious, because you're projecting yourself. So if something reacts, it must be conscious, or not? So how could you possibly think that an animal isn't conscious?
Yeah, I mean, everything is just a physics system. Even us, when you break it down, we're just a complex system of physics. And
but that's why I would also say, like, an alien species would also think we are conscious, based on our logic, that reaction, reaction is a symptom.
If they're smart enough to come down here, you would assume that they're smart enough to figure out that we are conscious beings.
Yeah. The question would just be, because I assume that an alien species would be way smarter than we are, so I assume that, or I just question if they see us as singular entities, or if they see us as
like a hive mind.
Yeah, or if they see us as one thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to know, because probably also a collective of humans in general is its own entity. That'd be interesting.
Typical day.
Yeah, typical day.
Some
books.
Some books.